looks like we're getting fairies in The Sims over the weekend. It was kind of confirmed that we might be getting them. I say we're probably getting fairies. So for everyone that has been pining after fairies, with each roadmap coming out where you guys will find anything to link it up to fairies, give yourselves a pat on the back, a high five to yourself, because it looks like we are finally getting fairies. So today on Simmers Digest, we are going to be going over a few different Sims 4 news pertaining to fairies in this new expansion pack leak that we have, and then a couple other, Sims 4 news as well. So if you want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so first up, I know we kind of briefly went over the Nature's Calling rewards, but this kind of goes into it a little deeper, so I wanted to check it out because we are getting a Nature's Calling reward event. I think it comes out June 24th, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I'm almost positive. I would quote myself on that. Anyways, so I also want to note that The Sims had a live stream on Friday as well, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it was Saturday. I can't remember, but I know they had a live stream over the weekend. So anyways, this is the Nature Calling event, rewards that we got. I went over this already, but we do have like prices for them. So I wanted to show you guys that. So for build/buy items, we have this wooden throne, which obviously is a toilet, I'm pretty sure. This to me gives off like Shrek vibes. Like, I don't know if you got, we've all seen Shrek hopefully, but like when that scene where he like goes out his wooden throne and it looks like Shrek, and Shrek somehow reminds me of fairies because I'm pretty sure they had a fairy in Shrek. So I could totally understand this being a kind of a hint to fairies, but it's $1,000 in The Sims, so maybe not something you're gonna want to buy for rags to riches. Anyways, I don't, this seems a little expensive for a toilet, in my opinion. I guess inflation's coming to The Sims, because I didn't think wood was that expensive, but maybe they're upping their prices. They also have a video of it, of this is the Sim using it. I'm glad we get some visual representation of, oh! I was gonna say how we got a video of them using the bathroom, like I needed to know what that animation looked like, and now they're woohooing in the wooden throne. That caught me off guard. Oh my god. I was not expecting that on this Monday morning. Next up, we got a reclaimed wood dining chair, which is 75. So how is this 75 simoleons and this is 1,000 simoleons? That just don't make sense. Anyways, I don't think we need a video of them sitting in the chair. Maybe they had that. I don't know. Oh, I like that color. See, this is giving me fairy vibes. Like this Nature's Calling reward event is giving me fairies. Obviously, because they probably did that on purpose. Anyways, reclaimed wood dining table. We're going up. It's 500 simoleons. That just seems a little much for a table. But I do like this. I really do like this. This looks like something that you would find like maybe at a park or even like outdoor furniture too. Ooh, this could go in a beach house. Going over here to the Cove Stone round rocks. They're $1. How are these $1? These are the rocks. These are some more rocks. You could use this like anywhere. Like these are multi-use rocks, obviously. Anyways, then you have the flat rocks, which these are all $1. These are all $1. This is very weird. I feel like rocks should be a little bit more expensive than $1. I just don't understand how the wood costs more than the rocks. Like, shouldn't they be like kind of in the same price range? I don't know. That's really bugging me. Anyways, moving on to the reclaimed wood working table. This is 500 simoleons. How is this cheaper than the toilet? This is what it looks like. I do like the look of it. I'm not gonna lie. I really like how it looks used. Obviously, because it's like reclaimed. But it just, I can't describe it. I just really like it. Do they have like a blue one or no? Because if they had that blue color like they had on the, oh, they don't. They don't have the blue one. That's sad. Anyways, they have a reclaimed wood wall. For all my shiplap lovers, people who build houses, they always use that shiplap. That was like a big trend. You can kind of have a version of that in your Sims 4 homes now. Ooh, I like this one. This is kind of giving me like eco living vibes. Or eco lifestyle, whatever that one pack we got. And then we have, there's otters on here. We have a touch grass. Are they calling us out? Are they telling us to touch grass because we're on the Sims too? We're on the Sims 4 too much? I feel personally attacked by that. Are they honestly telling us to go outside and touch some grass? And I mean, I go outside, but like, I feel like that's a personal jab at us. Anyways, I'm gonna forget that they called it that. We have 4 issues. It looks like this is kind of like woodsy area. Then you have like the mountains. Then you have what appears to be this like seagull or no, like pelican. And then these 2 otters that I'm absolutely in love with. And it ranges up. So the first issue is 75 simoleons. Second, 75, 120. The otters better be $145. Hold on. So the Secrets of Mount Kumrevi is the first issue right here. I'm pretty sure. This is $75. Then the Beauty of Granite Falls has got to be right there. And that's going to be the $75 one as well. Stunning photos from Shang Simla. This has got to be a hint right here. Anyways, this looks like the otter one for $120. And then the reason I say that is because it says down here, issue 4 is the Starlight Shores. I would assume that it would be talking about a pelican because pelicans live on the beach. You know, they're in that beachy area. Anyways, oh my god. They have a grass toucher award. Is this an award if we actually go out and touch grass? Anyways, I love how it has the otter on it. I am going to get that award just for the otter. Okay, that plaque, whatever it is. And then for cast items, we have this very fairy-inspired swimsuit. Like, this is a female one, and this is the male style swim trunks and swimsuits. I do like that. Although I do want to see it in game because this looks a little wonky, but that could look wonky because it's like not in my game yet. And then there's a log tattoo that we saw. And then we've got some new Jesus sandals in the game. Ooh, shut up. I really like those sunglasses. This is definitely a hint. Okay, they say, could this be a hint? It is most certainly a hint to this. I feel like this is giving very fairy vibes, and I wanted to say it last Simmers Digest or whatever. I think it was a Simmers Digest video I made last week, and I wanted to say, like, I don't know if I did or not, but I was like, this is very fairy leaning. Normally these reward events kind of give us hints to what is coming in The Sims, and I think this might have just confirmed it with these sunglasses. You know, and then the Shrek style toilet, because my head went to fairies when I saw that weirdly. There was a connection there, okay? And then Foraged Feast, definitely giving fairies. This is giving fairies. I love how they put the costs though. Single plate is $13. Family size is 34 simoleons. Party size is 52 simoleons. And then there's also a music station, Nature Soundscapes. It's like an ocean, like a noise maker. That would be, you know what, hold up. I got a multi-use for that. If you are a family game player, you could have like a little music station and then make it like a noise, like a sound machine for your nurseries and just turn on nature soundscapes while your infants or newborns sleep. I'm a genius. Anyways, moving on, we have ocean waves, babbling. This is literally a sound machine. And then the Sims 4 Nature Calling event. Yeah, June 24th, 9 a.m. Eastern time. And then this will end on August 5th. So this gives a plethora of time for you to get this done. So what is this? Your adventure will be rewarded throughout the event with new free items such as the wooden throne outhouse. I love how this is like bolded. They bolded the wooden throne and nothing else. Anyways, moving on to the next piece of news. Last week, I showed you guys how The Sims 4 would be releasing a board game. Now, this said board game, we have a little bit more information. I know I was, panicking over how this game would work last week. We finally got like a demo to see a little bit more in depth about this game, so let's look at that. This is the one thing I did not look at when I was getting this video together because I wanted to be surprised. I wanted to be blind reacting to it. So I have seen a little bit here and there. Obviously, this was posted on May 31st, so I did see it over the weekend. And we already saw, like, the cover, but The Sims Aspiration and Needs are coming to your family game night soon. Hopefully, this isn't, like, Uno or, like, Monopoly or, I'm even gonna throw in there, Sorry. That game causes issues in my family, but I hope it's not a game that tears families apart, but rather brings them together, you know? I don't think it will be. The Sims, you know, they're all about love. I don't think they'd want to tear our families apart. Anyways, it looks like this is really cool because this looks to be an active, a functional, I'm surprised they did it functional, but motive tracker. Like you can pull these, like push these to the side and you can see like the sleep. You're getting a little sleepier, but all these are like good motives. So I'm wondering if they have like little clickers and you like click to where you need to go. But that's very cool. I liked that they made it functional. I'm surprised. You know, we're not used to functional items in The Sims. It could be coming sooner than expected, though. So maybe that's a good sign. Maybe they'll give it to us early July. Maybe I was wrong by saying it was going to be, you know, later. But that's kind of like the look of it. But Stella, co-founder of Meeple University, attended day one of the UKGE and got to play a demo of the Sims board game. Meeple University primarily focused on creating fun and educational videos surrounding board games, how to play them, and a review to assist watchers in finding the best tabletop games to buy. And the Sims board game is being created in collaboration between the Goliath Games. I told you guys about that last week. The company behind other tabletop games like Pop the Pig and Scream the Game, and Electronic Arts, the publisher of the Sims franchise. While not every detail of the game and how it will work is known just yet, we now have more insight between Goliath Games listing for the Sims board game and Jaha's video. So if you want to check this out, you are more than welcome to, but I wanted to show you guys that little like motive thing. The main focus of the board game seems to be modeled after one of the goals of the mainline series game from The Sims all the way to The Sims 4. So you take care of your Sims, fulfill their needs, and follow their aspirations. As far as we know so far, the board includes locations throughout The Sims 4 with the design being similar to the maps of Willow Creek, Newcrest, and Magnolia Promenade, however you say that, but with its own unique layout. So here's kind of like the layout of the board game, but you can also see like they have the blue velvet. This looks to be a house or something from the Oasis Springs. I can't remember the name of it, but they also have Foxbury Institute. So they've got things to kind of take the Sims and like put it all into one. So it's not like you're just playing on like Willow Creek. Oh, it's this Futures Past Museum in Oasis Springs. Out of all museums, you pick that one. I'm not gonna... They also have Thrifty on here, which I find really cute because Thrifty is one of my favorite places in The Sims. And you get like a little plumb bob. That is so cute. I wish it like kind of changed colors though. Maybe that's too much to ask for, but here it says you have aspiration cards and your action cards. And on your turn, you can go out, travel to any venue. A is lower need, and B, you play card. And then 2, you befriend iconic Sims. 3, mingle with one player at your venue. And then 4 is a score. Or you can go home, raise 2 needs, draw 1 aspiration, discard 1, and then you score. This is kind of a little bit confusing, but I'm sure it'll make sense when the game actually comes out. Yeah, but that's kind of what it looks like, what you can expect. And then obviously the plumb bob shape piece is also visible in multiple shots, so we know that we're definitely getting one of those. Maybe just like a different bottom to tell the players apart, like who's who, because that could get confusing if they're all the same color. And then this looks to be obviously your scored aspirations, and this also looks to be like a house, so maybe you're assigned like a career, like in Monopoly or like the game Life, where you're assigned like your career, how much you make, your salary, and all of that. They could be pulling from that. Anyways, that's kind of the run through of that. But remember, this is our roadmap. So this Thursday, we're getting our roadmap. If you want a full debrief, I'm doing a debrief on my live stream on Thursday just to make it easier so that you guys can get a mod review on Friday. Anyways, moving on to the most exciting portion, the part you've all been waiting for. What are we getting with our expansion pack? You know, what has been confirmed? What has been teased? Let's dive into the most exciting thing that everyone's waiting for, our hopefully new expansion pack that I'm pretty sure will definitely be Fairies. Alright, so the Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature confirmed by EA. I do want to say that we're not exactly sure if this will be the name of the pack, but I feel like it will be. The upcoming expansion pack name hasn't fully been confirmed yet. They could change it, although it could be Enchanted by Nature. So we'll just have to wait till that is confirmed. But the first teaser of this next expansion pack was shown during the Hotties Play The Sims live stream on YouTube last night. So this was on Friday, May 30th, because this was posted on May 31st, during which the Sims team showcased a 30-second teaser trailer of a fairy-themed expansion pack. Now, I'm going to play it for you, the short 30-second teaser. I will also say that the music doesn't give off fairies, in my opinion, but we're going to play it so you guys can see it. But, like, does that give off fairies, the music? I'm not trying to hate on the music. I was confused when I played it at first. But this is what we get, and it kind of reminds me of Spinning Plum Bob's mod, where you can have your fairies live in, like, a little house. You know, if you guys watch my mod review, you wouldn't have seen where your fairies can live in a little house. And that, to me, looks like a small house where there is a rave going on in there. But we are supposed to get a new trailer on June 12th, so that is next week. So we're not too far away from that. But The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature will be released on July 10th, 2025. So that'll be a very exciting day for our new expansion pack. That's actually like a little over a month. It's June 2nd today, so like 38 days away from getting that pack. Not too far away. And that was kind of it for this. It was a little short, but we did get a confirmation. So moving on to the next thing that was also posted on May 31st, The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature, new details about Innisgreen world. I don't know if that's what it's called, though. I'm not sure. But anyways, it hasn't been that long since EA and Maxis decided to drop the first official teaser for the upcoming expansion pack, because remember, they released it on May 30th, that little teaser that we got. The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature, in the first teaser, we got a special look at the fairy home, that little tiny home, and supposed, not party, that was a full-on rave that was happening inside. Now we're getting a first look and confirmation of the new world called Innisgreen. Okay, I guess it is called Innisgreen. Let's take a look at the first confirmed features of the world. I did see this. I didn't click on anything. But if you do go to somethingisgrowing.com, you get this little, picture right here, okay? And this appears to be different from here. I don't know if it's because maybe they changed it. I don't know. Maybe it's the afternoon. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to enter. I don't know why I was questioning, like, why is it sunset? Anyways, it says get lost. 3 new traits. 3 new traits will play a role in how Sims relate to their world. You befriend fellow plant lovers, have enlightening encounters with mystical Sims, and even have run-ins with disruptive Sims. Oh no, now everything's out of balance. We got a little gnome. This is giving fairy, like cottagecore fairy, and I love that for a world in The Sims. I do love it. I was hoping for an oceanic world. I'm not gonna lie, but we have this thing as well. And then you wake up under the stars and see other Sims meeting their needs outdoors without beds or plumbing. You're hungry, but you spot some delicious looking mushrooms by a tree. Looks like you'll sustain yourself just fine. We're gonna get into what this means, but I did want to show you guys this website. This is like the daylight time where it says get lost in Innisgreen. You peek through the leaves and see a quaint town. The signs read Innisgreen, a beautiful lush world where Sims live in harmony with nature. You discover there are 3 neighborhoods to explore. A quiet waterfront town. That's how they're giving me my waterfront town. My oceanic world is by saying your waterfront town. They're all about gnomes, a grove where nature and civilization blend together, and an enchanting magical forest. What else awaits you? There better be unicorns or like Pegasuses in this world. Anyways, I think that's about it. This was posted today, The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature new teaser, okay? The past few days have been exciting in the Sims community. We are starting to get lots of new and exciting things coming to our game as we enter this, summer roadmap. So the table of contents, what we know so far. On Friday, the next expansion pack, tentatively named The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature, was revealed with that rave fairy home house, okay? Then we got Something is Growing. In the light of the very exciting news, a special website was released that we went through where it does confirm that we are getting 3 neighborhoods in our new expansion pack, and the world is called Innisgreen, which I honestly think that's a perfect name for a fairy world. And then we got the new teaser, It's Time to Get Lost. This is the part that I want to talk about because we are greeted with an open garden space featuring a lot of smaller and finer details. This talks about you wake up under the stars and see other Sims meeting their needs outdoors, hence the Shrek wooden throne. Anyways, this image talks about waking up under the stars and then meeting other Sims, seeing other Sims, and all of that. Yes, that includes without any beds or plumbing. It also goes to talk about your Sim being hungry and needing to find some food, although there are some tasty looking mushrooms just off to your side by a tree. It would appear that these are nods to potential features coming in the Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. Maybe it's another secret world that you can go off to and like live there for a little bit. Anyways, we also see our familiar gnome friend. We are very familiar with him. He's a staple point in The Sims. The Sims 4 in general, however, could they play a different role in this expansion pack? They said park, not pack. It's okay. Don't worry, we're not talking about how they invade during Harvest Fest. I cannot stand their invasion into my home on Harvest Fest. Okay, I know they mean well, but sometimes they light up on fire, and it's not very friendly on Harvest Fest. But they could be more significant, or maybe just some new decorative additions. First off, if you're gonna bring fairies to the game, you better make gnomes functional. Okay? I just feel like gnomes and fairies go hand in hand together. You better make them like little dude, like little, you know, like I'm thinking like Snow White and the Dwarfs. Like make my little gnomes like be able to walk, be able to talk, be able to do things, you know, help a girl out, you know, help a fairy out, you know? Anyways, it could be a possible nod to Castaway. Interesting though, this teaser talks about waking up outdoors. We covered that. I don't want to like keep on repeating myself, but could this bring a new way to live off the grid with our Sims integrating features we've seen from earlier The Sims 4 packs in a way? It also had us thinking about The Sims 2 Castaway to a degree, finding ways to survive by using resources found on the land, living off the land, foraging, and sleeping on other stars. That would make perfect sense for a pack like this because there are nods and hints to it being like this, okay? Naturally, and like many of us, we have a lot of questions and even some thoughts of speculation. I'm wondering, what are your speculations? Do you think we're going to be getting a world where it is more like a off-the-grid type fairy expansion pack world in The Sims? Maybe we're getting another secret world that I was talking about. You know how on Mount Kumarevi, there's that lot at the top of Mount Kumarevi that you can like build a house on? I'm wondering if like you go into the secret world, if there's like a whole other, you know, fairyland to it where you can have that off a grid, maybe like little cottages. Maybe that's too much to ask for, but I feel like that would be cool. Lastly, with these two new teasers, it certainly has excited us, not just because of the excitement of fairies becoming another occult players can experience, but also for our Sims to get closer to nature. I do love that. I'm wondering how much nature we'll be getting in this expansion pack. It appears that this new world will have plenty for players to discover when it launches, while there's still plenty of unknown. We think it's safe to say that this is exciting. I feel like we always say this every single time an expansion pack comes out, is this is going to be the next exciting thing in The Sims. And I do not want to downplay anything just yet because we have not gotten a actual teaser or a trailer for this pack, so I don't want to say anything just yet. I will say, and I'll wrap it up here, I was really hoping for an oceanic world in The Sims. Like, they have to give us another Sulani style world, but like 10 times better. But I'm also not disappointed by getting fairies because I do feel like if you're gonna give us fairies, you have to do it in that spring or summertime. Okay, that's just in my head. That makes the most sense. So I'm hoping maybe next year for spring or summer we get that oceanic world because we need more ocean and pool things in The Sims. And I will say, not that I don't like another occult coming to the game, but we do have some occults that need a workaround, like aliens, vampires could use an update. We have werewolves, but they're fine. I don't really play with werewolves. Mermaids could get an update too. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be, you know, reworked, and now they're giving us just another occult. So it'll be interesting to see how these par with the other occults that we have in the game, as well as just like bug fixes. Cause like I know it's still raining in y'all's houses even when you have roofs on. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Simmers Digest. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment what you are thinking with this new expansion pack. What are some of your thoughts and speculations about this new Enchanted by Nature? Maybe there's a different name for it, I don't know. But if you want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also turn on your push notifications because we go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And with that being said, happy Monday, happy simming, and I will see you all later.